the anarchism that is being displayed by this government. Thank you.
Thank you.
So hello everyone.
Hi.
Okay, my name is Julius Kimani. I think these discuss altogether as this issue because I believe at stake here is our very lives, our very existence. For these are killing people, acting people, and I don't know why it should be happening in a country that is constitutional democracy. It's very sad. Right the other day, I read in the media, the social media, about the bodies that were retrieved from Kware, the families of the victims. They are being threatened. The youths who helped to retrieve the bodies, they are being threatened by the DCI. I think this is uncalled for, and this is what we should stop. I don't know why people should lose their lives for someone to cling to power, for someone to refuse to get out of power. I think people have spoken. The people of Kenya, we saw the protest. People came out in numbers, and they spoke clearly and loudly, and they said, we do not want you in power. We do not want President Ruto in power, because this man came into power through lies, lying to the people of Kenya, and this is what we are dealing with. We are dealing with an evil system that people who will stop at nothing to continue killing into power. This is the problem that we must deal with squarely and know how to get out of this mess. Thank you so much for now.
Kimani is a one-man army.
Yes.
Kamau, sorry. Endelea, Kamau.
Thank you.
Habari zenu. My name is Florence Kanywa. I'm a social justice activist, and I am the leader Women League Free Kenya movement. Just to let you know that the 3 persons who were abducted on 19th are members of Free Kenya movement. Bob Jagi being our chairman, and we are really saddened by what happened. And we are here to demand they be brought back to us, dead or alive. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Charles Olesakei. I'm Charles Olesakei from Kajiado County, youth leader from Kajiado. I am here representing Bob's family. I am from Free Kenya movement. We have been on the ground with him, championing for our rights. And the reason we are here today is because someone somewhere has decided to criminalize the right and freedom of protesting. So ndio kwa maana leo tumekuja hapa kwa sababu wenzetu waliweza kuchukuliwa. Hatusemi walishikwa, walikuwa abducted. Serikali haijatupatia majibu leo, ikiwa ni siku ya 15 tangu hawa vijana kuchukuliwa na kupotea. Polisi wamedeny kwamba waliwa arrest ama wanawa detain. Lakini tumekuja tujiulize pia, kama polisi wanasema hawakushika hawa watu ama hawayuko na hawa watu, watuambie nani wako nayo. And I want to ask, itakuwaje kuna militia ina operate kwa hii nchi na rais anasema hajui? Anasema hajui kwamba kuna watu wamepotea. The president the other day said that he is not aware of anybody who is missing. So mimi nataka niwaulize, inaweza kuwa kuna mtu anaongoza hii nchi na hajui? Okay. Sawa, asante.
We'll come back to the introductions. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we are at a very sad stage in the country's history. I'm going to read this statement and know that it has been compiled by all of us because we want to send a message directly to William Samoei Ruto. Directly to him. Crooked Ruto is responsible for the illegal abductions and killings. Today, we stand in solidarity and empathy with all the families here and those who did not make it to come for their sons and daughters who have been abducted and have disappeared. It is devastating for a family and friends when a loved one disappears. Yet this is a harsh reality facing Kenya today. I myself am very touched by the plight that has been going on, and more so because Bob Jage and the Longman twins came to visit me in Kamkunji after I was illegally arrested by the police. They were abducted after visiting me. This is 3 weeks now, and they have not been seen, notwithstanding a lot of the court orders. So this is a direct affront to some of us personally. Your pain is my pain. We are sounding the alarm. We are on the edge of an abyss and moving speedily in the wrong direction. We must wake up and collectively demand for truth, accountability, and justice. Many times it is said that if it happens to one, we keep quiet. It happens to another, we keep quiet. Eventually it will land in each of our doorsteps. We saw this during the abductions of so-called terror suspects. We've seen it over the years. But because there is a security team that tells us that it's for our benefit, we keep quiet. Today they have extended it to people who have been peacefully demonstrating in this country. Abductions is becoming a way of life. Extrajudicial killings, a way of life. This is not the Kenya that was envisaged even by the makers of the new constitution. The terrifying illegal abductions, enforced disappearances, and extrajudicial killings in Kenya remain a state strategy to spread terror amongst us. The feeling of insecurity and fear it generates is not limited to close relatives of the abducted or the disappeared only. It affects each and every one of us. Illegal abductions and enforced disappearances violates the right to life, liberty, protection before the law, and protection from other cruel, inhumane treatment and punishment. Abductions victimizes the families, relatives, friends, and victims and survivors like we have here. We have a young man here who was abducted all the way to Maragua. He'll tell you his story. Abductions are a gross violation of the international law, including the Rome Statute. Abductions are kidnapping. Please understand, the state is kidnapping people, kidnapping Kenyans. They are a crime against humanity. Family and friends of people who have been abducted and disappeared experience slow mental anguish, not knowing whether their son or daughter, mother or father are still alive, not knowing whether he or she is being held or how they are being treated. Searching for the truth put whole families in great danger. There are some families we wanted to visit. I myself directly with my deputy Willis Otieno, and I can tell you those families are afraid. They want to meet us in private because they are afraid that the attention we may cause will victimize them. No order or instruction of any public authority, civilian, military, or other, may be invoked to justify a form of abduction, kidnapping to enforce disappearance. any person receiving such an order or instruction shall have the right and duty to not obey it. Article 26 of the Constitution of Kenya guarantees every Kenyan the right to life, specifically stating a person shall not be deprived of life intentionally. Article 28 and 29 of the Constitution provides the human dignity, freedom, and security of the persons, which includes and not be subjected to torture or treated or punished in a cruel and inhumane manner. The Inspector General of the National Police Service, under Article 245 of the Constitution, must exercise independent command of the police. We have seen what is going on. You have an IG who stands up and says you can demonstrate. It's in the Constitution. 2 days later, he's chasing everybody from the streets and his officers are shooting. Who is giving him those orders? The IG is constitutionally required to ensure the police operate with the highest standards of professionalism and comply with constitutional standards of human rights and fundamental freedoms while performing their work. In exercise of the command of the police, the IG has the constitutional responsibility to ensure that the officers commit to protect the right of life of all Kenyans by adhering to the Constitution. President William Ruto took oath and swore that he will truly and diligently serve the people of the Republic and the Republic of Kenya. He will diligently discharge his duties and perform functions in the office of the President while doing justice to all in accordance with the Constitution and the laws of Kenya without fear, favor, affection, or ill will. President Ruto, and I say crooked Ruto, the crooked man, took oath and swore to faithfully bear true allegiance to the Republic of Kenya and will obey, observe, protect, and defend the Constitution of this country. And he will protect and uphold the sovereignty, the integrity, and the dignity of every single Kenyan. That is an oath you are swearing to God before 54 million Kenyans. Regrettably, today it can be confirmed that crooked Ruto has not only violated the Constitution of Kenya, but has contravened his oath of office. He has become a constitutional delinquent. For the avoidance of any doubt, if any of you have any, crooked Ruto is solely responsible for the abductions, enforced disappearances, and the murders of young Kenyans, Gen Z. He has turned his police force into a political militia. Kenyans must never forget William Ruto's history. And Kenyans will never forget what he's doing to us today. Crooked Ruto is hypocritically mocking, laughing, and demeaning the abducted, disappeared, and murdered sons and daughters of this country, and their loved ones who are painfully crying daily. The only crime they have committed is exercising their constitutional and democratic right to peacefully and unarmed demonstrate on the streets in our country. We will not yield crooked Ruto's tyranny. We will not. Because to yield is to advertise to all those that have fought for the democracy that we have today, starting from 1920. We are telling them that we have succumbed to the will of tyranny. William Ruto will not take us there. He is no different. When you look at that man, read the history of people like Pol Pot of Vietnam, Adolf Hitler. Read the history of Amin Dada, who was just next door to us, Umar Bashir, who created atrocities in Sudan. He is no different. It's not a man to glorify. That is a man to feel shame that he represents this great country called Kenya in any position. Finally, I wish to assure the abducted, the disappeared, and their families here and home, you shall never be forgotten by Kenyans. Ruto may forget, may ignore, but we will never forget. You are the true freedom fighters of our time. You are the heroes and heroines of this country. Forgetting you is rejecting our own identity. Forgetting you is to renounce the meaning of our life. Forgetting you means that we do not even love our own families. We will keep the memory of our abducted, our disappeared, our murdered. Forgetting them is allowing crooked Ruto to achieve his goal of erasing our loved ones from this earth. We are going to continue demanding justice. We shall relive their memory as we do. The abducted, the disappeared, the murdered shall live forever in our minds, in our hearts, and etched in the history of this country. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
Yes.
What's your name?
My name is Barack from the City Voice. The president recently said that he is not aware of any subject, and should there be someone who is aware of such a case, should provide the names to PS Kumon. Have you and your team done?
You know, crooked Ruto has a big problem. He seems to be delusional. The information is in public domain. The media has over and over stressed names. Are you telling me he does not listen to the media? He doesn't watch TV like all of us? If he was true to the oath of office that he took, he doesn't wait for people to submit names. He would have already set up an inquiry with the allegations that are already there. He should be informing us what is going on. The only reason he is doing that is because he is the one who is doing it. Okay? Let us not mince our words here. Those are his instructions being obeyed by others. And he will be held to account. The days when people just got away with things are over. The level of accountability Kenyans are demanding, and the world, is at an all-time high. He will not get away with it. Any other question? Yes.
My name is Jimi. The other stuff is teachings have been started over the sea. Are you an interested party or sitting in the how do you pursue justice?
You know, justice for the victims is historical to us. When we had ICC, that was an attempt to deal with justice for the victims. We had 1,400 people who died, 2007, 2008. Today we are talking, we don't even know the exact number. We have bodies in the mortuary. unclaimed, unidentified. We have bodies being found in rivers and swamps and dump sites. We don't know how many. We can only estimate there may be a few hundred. I think we must stop looking for justice elsewhere. We are going to make sure they are accountable in this country. One of the greatest cases that has happened, and I like you to all follow this case, is the case of justice for Baby Pendo. Baby Pendo was murdered by police in 2017. And that case is coming up October the 3rd in our High Court here in Nairobi. That case is taking to court what you call the commanders of that case. The OCS, the OCPD, regional commander, people who actually committed the murder, and holding them personally liable, criminally liable for the death of Baby Pendo. One case at a time is going to achieve things you have never imagined. We've been very supportive of that case. It has taken 5 years. We are now almost at a critical point. So I want to warn all these commanders who are taking instructions. Watch the Baby Pendo case. It is coming to you. Each and every one of you. Whether you're the IG, whether you're the DCI, whether you're NIS, whether you're not CPD, it is coming to each and every one of you. And you will face justice for the victims. Yes?
My name is Daniel Sare. Do you think the courts are doing justice to those people that have had the cases, their cases taken to court?
So far, I have no major complaints with the court systems. I don't. I think they're doing a very good job. Today we got an order. I think the IG is supposed to appear this afternoon. Yes. Well, I think we're quite happy with what is going on in our courts. Yes.
My name is Sophia from KTN.
Yes, Sophia.
To clarify, have you? I know you have. I just want to hear from you. Have you actually reported, the missing people, and what has been the reaction from the, the DCI and the guys that you reported the cases?
They have been reported to every single police station that is responsible. In other words, where we assume, let us say we are assuming, were the areas of abduction or the areas where the families come from. They have been reported. Have you ever sought a comment from the IG? Have you? You're asking us, have you? Why are you not seeking comments from those people? They are the abductors. They are being accused every day. I'm here accusing them. Let them stress their defense. Okay?
I was just asking if you follow the due diligence.
Absolutely. But the onus is not on us. The onus is not on us. It has been done. But don't be like them who want to say, oh, nyinyi mufanya report, mufanya. It's not about us. You think people are creating fake bodies and fake missing persons? Let's be sincere. It has been followed. And as you can see, there are people who are living in their own reality. They don't want to acknowledge that there is such a thing. Yes. Yes, Lugu.
So far as Jimi Wanjigi, how many families have you reached to be able to communicate about the missing persons?
How many families? How many are there so far? About 12. Yes, about 12. But as I told you, we are having very serious challenges because these families are very frightened. And they feel if we draw too much attention to them, they'll be victimized. Even their other children will be victimized. But so I would like to keep it a bit quiet. Yeah? Anything else? Yes. Yes, good afternoon.
Two questions. One, I understand that you have a case active in court. But the last time when you had a press and you told the public that your team is doing an assessment and very soon you will let the person know how much damage was by the police officer who raided the home. Two, who You mentioned that everything is in plan. That's why you're confident enough that there were some items that were planted. But this part of the evidence you present before the court to incriminate or satisfy the judges with the evidence. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. You know, I didn't call this for myself. I was here to talk about others. Kesi yangu itakuja, and I want to assure you, as I assured you then, it will be a shocker case. Okay? A shocker case. But I'm not here today to talk about that. I'll come to me. Today, I am here. All right? There are people who are not here, who have not only died, others have been abducted. We don't know whether they are dead or alive. I think that's really the concern. Mimi niko hapa, niko hai, niko sawa. My family wako hai. Sindio? So we'll come to that. Yeah.
Sorry, last question.
Yes.
We know some of the people that were abducted, they are body wanategemewa kama watu kwa familia zao. I mean, you as
breadwinners. Yes. Yes.
You as Jimi, is there any way that you feel like you're going to be able to support them until they...
My friend, why are you asking me of private arrangements? Sio hapana kitu ya public. Ask me. Now, kuna watu wengine ambao wanasema kitu. Any other question? Yes, ndugu yangu. From? Sorry. You know, I don't think it's about resignation alone. These are people who should be criminals before a court. They have completely decided the law is irrelevant. And whether they resign today and you put others tomorrow, it makes no difference. The key thing is that they need to be seen in a court of law answering for the injustice that they are committing. That may be the greatest attempt at stopping continual abuse of the law by the police. We need to see an IG in court. We need to see a DCI in court. We need to see OCPDs and OCSs in court. That is what we need. There was a young man who was shot some time ago called Rex Masai. Rex Masai. That was the first one that was brought to our faces. Okay? We've had how many stories for the last 3 months? Including from these agencies, what is it called? Yes. Really? We are talking about young men's lives here. Young girls' lives. I don't think it's a matter of resignation. Yeah.
Do you feel like justice is gonna ever be done?
Absolutely.
And do you have hope for the Kenyans?
Absolutely. In fact, most Kenyans feel very hopeful. Any of these criminals who are perpetuating injustice will see that court of law. One day, that I assure you, this is not going to continue happening in this country.
What is the time limit that is giving the government to be able to produce the people, and what is the plan?
Well, let us see how they answer today, because today's, this afternoon's case is critical. Many of us are skeptical. They will say they don't know where they are, they are not the ones who did it. But they also don't know what we have to prove that they are the ones. So let us see what they produce as the excuse this afternoon. Then you can ask me about time limits. Okay? Asanteni sana. Please hold on. I would like you to still hear some people here. Yeah? Please, Felix.
We'll start with the former survivor.
Yeah. Yeah. This young man.
Will be the first.
Oh, me.
You can just
Sijakuja tu hapa. Exchange the
Down with extrajudicial killings, down. Down with extrajudicial killings, down.
Down.
Viva.
Viva.
Good afternoon. My name is Joshua Okayo. I am a student undertaking my advocates training program at the Kenya School of Law, and also the president of the Student Governing Council at that institution. I have been very actively participating in protests that we've seen in the past 2 months. And I remember on 18th of June, I met Advocate Wakili Willis here. We were actually with him on the street. And it appears to me that this was history writing itself. I got abducted on 26th of June and was released, or rather when I realized that I was released, that was 28th of June. Because I found myself at the bank of Maragua River in Murang'a. So today I'm here in solidarity with the families, friends, relatives, and everyone else who are related to our brothers and sisters who have since gone missing but have not been found. I am here because this speaks to me. I am here because I identify with the case in question right now. Were it not for efforts like this, were it not for such pressure, probably I would have been found dead. Sometimes I sit down and reflect, and I see the mere reason why I should also fight for other people, the way my friends and the whole nation fought for me, and they ensured that they remembered my name so that they released me. So at this juncture, remember their names, remember Jagi's name, remember everyone's name. And I would encourage Kenyans to all push for the release of these people. And to William Ruto, the young people are on your case. We are on your case. You have seen people going around the country exposing fraud, exposing theft and corruption. That is just a process to ultimately get you out of office. It might take time, it might be slow, but I can promise you, ultimately, the voices of the people of Kenya shall reign supreme. I want to say, Paul, to the families, because I know how this affects families. When I was abducted, and it was now 2 days, my family members were in distress. They were moving everywhere, calling all my friends, trying to find out where I was. They could do nothing. And the problem is that we have a generation that believes we are very powerless, to the extent that a president cannot be called by name. We have to change our view, and we have to avoid this self-aggrandizement that has been, the impression of self-importance that has been sold to us, and we have to call everything as it is. So I'm here because this is very painful, and if I remember that I was once in such a situation, I feel very sad. Thank you.
Free Jamil, free Jamil, free Jamil, free Jamil, free Aslam Longton, free Aslam, free Bob Jage, free Bob Jage, free Bob Jage, free Bob Jage, free Jamil, free Jamil, free Aslam, free Aslam, free Aslam.
Thank you very much. I'm Willis Otieno, advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I'm involved in some of the litigations that are seeking to hold the police and William Ruto accountable for the forced disappearances and abductions of our young people. You all recall the story, for example, of the father of the alleged Equity Bank manager, who the state decided to take to live with lions and hyenas as part of torture, a forced disappearance, and the gentleman was held for over 3 weeks. Now, if we believe in the rule of law, and you think the person is a suspect who has committed an offense, our courts work every day. Why not take these suspects to court? Why not subject them to the due process of the law? Now, you've been told these issues of forced disappearance and abductions actually constitute crimes against humanity. And where we are going to seek for redress here in Kenya. And we are also going to invoke universal jurisdiction in countries that have accepted that concept as a means of achieving redress. So to those police commanders and even to William Ruto, rest assured that under the universal jurisdiction principle, we will hold you responsible and will try you for these criminal offenses. And that is not something we're going to do next year. We're going to do it this year. So don't be surprised when you start seeing charge sheets flying across the continent, across the globe, in which police commanders in Kenya and even William Ruto will be an accused person. Those fake charges they register in Kenya against innocent Kenyans who are exercising their rights under the Constitution, we are going to have genuine charges registered against them in their names in Kenya and abroad. They must answer to these crimes against humanity that are being committed against our people. And there's an active team of lawyers who are doing this, and they are not relenting. We've collected enough evidence that has met the threshold for universal jurisdiction to be invoked. Thank you.
I think one more word. I have one more word. One more word. William Ruto, I am coming for you. I am coming for you in the political arena. I am coming for you in the legal arena. And I am coming for you with the Constitution of Kenya. I am coming for you. Know it today and every day that you pretend you are a president of this republic. Thank you very much.
Wasiende kuchukua hiyo. Ngojeni.
New Super Stay Skin Tint. More drops,